Yes, good evening, and once again, welcome to the second edition of News Tonight on UBC TV. Let's start with a look at the top stories in our bulletin tonight. Museveni calls for markets without borders. No decision made yet on hosting Afghanistan refugees in Uganda. Chaos ensues as taxi drivers and landlords fight over land, while Uganda sends Jennifer Nyakato to the World Deaf Athletics Championship. News tonight. My name is Micheal. Lukomwa. Elizabeth Nakakoni joins in for sign language interpretation. In a first story, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is advocating for markets without borders in order to solve food insecurity in the world. Speaking in Kololo this afternoon, he identified bottlenecks to food insecurity in the world and in Uganda, as Benadiga reports.
Uganda is endowed with fertile soils and favorable climate that gives the country's agricultural success.
These farmers of ours here have been harvesting 5.3 metric tons per hectare of bananas per year. But in the government research center in Bushenyi, they are now producing 53 metric tons. I was watching people in different parts of the world rioting for food. This was last year or 2 years ago. People were rioting for food. Here we are throwing food away.
According to President Museveni, there are about 12 bottlenecks that threatens Uganda's food security.
First problem was good seeds. But that one, the government has solved. We have got very many research institutions for all major crops, where the research institutions have developed for us the good seeds. Roads, like in Bundubujo. Bundubujo is a part of Uganda which had no road linking it to the rest of Uganda. And yet there have been producers of cocoa, of even rice, those who eat rice. Fortunately now we have the road there, we have put them there. The road to the north, to Kitgum, where they produce simsim and other products. So that one is being addressed, the issue of roads.
So, this year's food security dialogue aimed at coming up with Uganda's commitment towards transforming agri-food systems for sustainable development on access to food markets. Museveni advocated for opening up markets between countries.
We produce, like the other time we produce a lot of maize. We produce 5 million tons. But the Ugandans were eating only 1 million tons. So we had a surplus of 4 million tons. And people went into debts, into what? And I think some of them have fallen out. They are no longer interested in maize because there was no market. So, persuading the people in Africa to understand the issue of one African market without borders is very, very important. So that I see our people here buying a banana known as gonja from Congo.
However, malnutrition, population growth and urbanization put pressure on natural resources.
The double burden of undernutrition and overnutrition, I mean overweight, obesity, and diet-related non-communicable diseases in the country. empowerment of smallholder farmers, women, youth, and other vulnerable groups in the food value chain.
The dialogue highlighted solutions to be presented to the September Global UN Food Systems Summit.
And beyond, agriculture and agribusiness will drive the attainment of many of our sustainable development goals. And this is especially true at this critical time as we try to play catch-up with the time that we have lost due to the COVID pandemic.
And take home for Uganda from the summit will rely on the extent to which identified opportunities and solutions will be harnessed, prioritized, and urgently implemented within the current legislative agenda under the wider framework of the 1995 Constitution and laws of the Republic of Uganda and the policy and planning framework under NDP 3 and Uganda Vision 2040, Your Excellency.
No decision has been yet made on hosting refugees from Afghanistan to Uganda. Minister for Foreign Affairs, J.J. Odongo, says that government is still in talks with its United States counterpart. Appearing before the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament, Odongo also clarified reports regarding extradition of Turkish-based Ugandan Lumbuye.
Formally, in writing.
What exactly is Uganda's position on hosting refugees from Afghanistan? Members of the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament sought answers from the Minister for Foreign Affairs.
They are better off than Ugandans who are around Changwali. I just want to inquire, what plans do we have as government, Minister of Internal Affairs, Office of the President, to make sure that the Ugandans are better off than the refugees which are coming to our country? Because
the legislators cited anomalies in the procedure undertaken by government to grant asylum to Afghans.
I don't know how the procedure of actually allowing these people into Uganda, because if they are coming here, they would apply for asylum if they have problems in their countries themselves. Is Uganda applying for asylum seekers to come and actually apply through Uganda's application?
What appeared hot was cooled down when Foreign Affairs Minister responded. J.J. Odongo noted that no decision has been made yet.
We have been approached and we are continuing to discuss. No decision has been made whether they will come or not. So what are we talking about here now?
Citing the Afghan situation as a lesson for AMISOM, Odongo said discussions were ongoing.
I may inform you there is a current initiative in as far as AMISOM is concerned called Somalia After 2021. We are part of it. We are engaged in it. Afghanistan is providing us now with the new lessons as we discuss this matter, but we have not yet come to the conclusion of this matter.
Seemingly convinced by the Afghan issue, MPs turned to the extradition of Turkish-based blogger Fred Lumbuye. They wanted to know his fate.
We Ugandan called Lumbuye Kajubi Fred. He has been very elaborate on media, but let him also be elaborate to this committee. It is a matter of urgency. Lumbuye Kajubi Fred left Uganda freely and has been living in Turkey, where comfortably, from the report, even Uganda is trying to come up with a number of bilateral agreements.
Lumbuye, as the Shadow Minister did point out, is indeed a Ugandan who has been living in Turkey, to be specific, Istanbul. The situation and position regarding his status is a matter of discussions still going on between Uganda and Turkey and Interpol.
The State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Henry Okello Oryem, also disowned statements attributed to him regarding Lumbuye's fate.
At no time did I say that Lumbuye was deported. I said he is supposed to be deported. That's what specific words. Supposed. As a lawyer, himself, he's very careful with his words. I'm very careful with my words. So for him to say that I said he was deported, I think it was a misquotation of what I.
The Inspector General of Government, Betty Olive Namisango Kamya, has warned all government workers and contractors against substandard works, and she was speaking at the closure of a 3-day induction for National Physical Planning Board staff in Kampala. Kamya vowed not to tolerate corruption.
This Friday, 20th August 2021, the Inspector General of Government appointee, Betty Olive Namisango Kamya, is set for vetting in Parliament. However, before she is officially handed instruments of power, Kamya vows to fight against corruption.
In the case of this year, that Ugandans get value for all the 46 trillion shillings that are put in this budget. Ugandans must get value out of every shilling that is appropriated by Parliament.
Kamya, who was speaking at the closing ceremony of a 3-day orientation for members of staff and technocrats for the National Physical Planning Board, warns against engaging in corruption.
Some people don't attend work. They come to work at 9 o'clock. They leave at 2. You are shortchanging Ugandans if you are doing that, because Ugandans are paying you to work from 8 o'clock up to 5. If you don't do that, you are shortchanging Ugandans, and they're not getting quality or out of the time that you are working with them.
The ceremony was attended by former State Minister for Urbanization Isaac Musumba and former RCC Nakawa Jacqueline Kemigisha, who represented local government ministry.
You find a town clerk who drives from his home to his work every day, passing a certain road. And on that road, there are illegal structures, but he passes there every day. In fact, when we are dragging people to court, he should also come and explain about his failure.
The challenge ahead of you is quite huge. Today we talk about 757 in totality, the planning area as far as the local governments are concerned. Because we have 135 districts, those we must ensure that they are well planned. We have 31 municipalities, we must ensure that they are well planned.
The State Minister for Urbanization, Mario Obiga Kanya, called for effective field delivery.
What we have done in physical planning and the board will be seen down there. It will not be in this boardroom. And you young men and young women who are trained, this is a historical role for you. I know some of you might have joined here because you think it is a job. Yes, it is a job, and you may get an allowance. And I want you to get that allowance. But the bigger job is to do what you have been assigned to do.
The one-year National Physical Planning Board will now play an oversight role in coordination, monitoring and evaluation of all the country's physical plans before they are implemented. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Thank you, Robert Onyango. The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, has adjourned plenary prematurely today due to irregular attendance of cabinet ministers. In the plenary session, only 5 ministers were present, sending flares to the legislators as there was no minister to respond to their matters of national importance.
People are being killed, and we don't have a minister to respond. And you have the government chief whip here all the time coming to apologize.
Despite effort by government chief whip Thomas Tayebwa to convince Parliament for a second chance, the Deputy Speaker Anita Among accused the ministers of breaching the commitment which they made during vetting.
I am surprised there is no Minister of Defense, no Minister of Security, no Minister Internal Affairs. So how are we going to run this country when we have a skeleton? Out of 82 ministers, we have only 5.
Madam Speaker, when ministers come to the appointments committee, they talk heaven and earth. We should not be getting answers after a member raising a matter of national importance. That I know that the clerk's office is aware of this and the ministers are informed. We should not be waiting for another week because these are matters that need urgent attention.
Some ministers must just attend Parliament because they are around. I've seen several ministers outside. There are some in the canteen, right, Honourable Speaker. I saw them with my naked eyes.
Deputy Speaker of Parliament Anita Among adjourned Parliament
I
prematurely.
want the ministers in the House. Short of that, I am adjourning the House. Right now, that's where I am moving. Thank you. I adjourn the House to Tuesday next week.
MPs were concerned about the taxpayer who spends over 2 billion shillings daily to run.
The quality of people that we approve to be ministers is the reason we are suffering. They don't take Parliament serious. So this Parliament has a duty. First of all, if they will conduct themselves as fishermen because that's who they are. If you are too angry, don't behave like you are any Gio. Just read a list of the ministers who are absenting themselves and sanction them.
If the workers are suffering, they are complaining, they have to be there to listen to our issues. They are nowhere to be seen, and I'm very, very happy what the Speaker has done. It is very right. These people have to be exposed. They have people. The world has to see that these people are not there.
They don't know English. Are they shy? Or they don't know what to do? Because every time we have matters, especially of national importance, we have no one to address to. They have turned the chief whip into an office messenger. So that's why the House was adjourned, and we are in support with the Speaker. If they're not here, let us not sit again. We didn't come here to speak to the Speaker. We came here to give our people's views to people that will respond to them.
Others wanted Parliament to censor errant ministers, but the Chief Whip, Thomas Tayebwa, added that most ministers were still busy in parliamentary committees.
When an issue comes, I call rush, because we don't have sitting space inside here. So I think I'm going to meet the Speaker. We see how best to handle. If the House is sitting only 100 people, and we have 81 ministers, what are we going to do about it? Should it be a sitting of only ministers? No. But I must also admit that on several occasions, ministers don't come. And I think this serves them a lesson, that indeed, when you don't come here, you know.
Parliament was adjourned to Tuesday next week.
Parliament adjourned prematurely due to ministers absconding from work, I'll term it that way. The hearing of the petition where former Kawempe MP aspirant Sulaiman Chidandala challenges Muhammad Segirinya has flopped. This followed the respondent Segirinya on legal team failing to appear in court, prompting Judge Henrietta Wolaya to adjourn the matter to the 2nd of September 2021. Chidandala, in filing this petition, is challenging Segirinya's academic qualifications.
The former Kawempe North Member of Parliament, Sulaiman Chidandala, filed a petition challenging the victory of Kawempe North MP, Muhammad Segirinya, on grounds of academic qualifications. The case was presided over by Justice Henrietta Wolayo, but the respondent Muhammad Segirinya and his legal team were absent in court. The petitioner in this matter, Sulaiman Chidandala, through his lawyers, informed court that although they had earlier tried to serve Muhammad Segirinya with a petition while in Chitaria prison, as court directed, he however declined to receive it.
Officer in charge, when the petitioner refused to receive the petition, also refused to acknowledge service. Yes, we served him. Yes, and he refused.
Presiding Judge Henrietta Wolayo adjourned the matter to 2nd September this year, when court will resume with a hearing.
We are going even now to uncover even the so many forces in this. You don't know how much pressure I am under. Big people in government calling you, please pull out this. We have interest. Everyone is interested in this matter. Security organs are interested in this matter. Everyone. So, I don't know.
In another development, the petition in which Shukra Mokesh is challenging Joel Senyonyi's victory for Nakawa East Member of Parliament, presided over by Judge Isaac Muwata, was adjourned to 25th August this year.
Because I have to look at the law.
Georgia Musisi, lawyer for Joel Senyonyi, stressed that they are contented with the victory.
Realizing that the initial case he had before God was very weak, he sought to amend, which was irregular and which was filed out of time, contending that the academic documents of our client did not bear the name Senyonyi. However, this issue was clarified over 10 years ago.
Shumuk also said that he filed this petition aiming at getting justice.
Most of the things are subjudice to court matters, so I will just say let's allow the court process to continue and declare meritocracy. Meritocracy, we know meritocracy. That means merit-based qualification of the Member of Parliament, and then we allow the judges to decide. Thank you.
Nyantongo Rebecca, UBC News.
Ministry for ICT and National Guidance has pledged to support the national broadcaster, that is Uganda Broadcasting Corporation UBC, in their quest to achieve a comprehensive national radio and television coverage. According to the minister, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, resources will be provided to implement projects and programs geared at improvement of UBC's research, staff welfare and programming. The ICT and National Guidance Minister made the commitment while on a courtesy tour at the UBC Broadcast House in Kampala.
Uganda Broadcasting Corporation needs government support to fulfill its mandate as a national broadcaster. UBC Managing Director Winston Agaba says this involves producing programs for both radio and television.
The mandate of the national broadcaster is not a money-making venture. And to me, Honorable Minister and Ministers and peers, this is one very cardinal point that I would want us to, from the onset, UBC is not a money-making venture. UBC is a platform where all Ugandans ought to be getting information and education at no cost because they are already paying for it via their taxes.
He made the appeal for prioritization through Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, who had paid the broadcast house a courtesy call.
UBC is ours. This is our platform, both TV and radio. And I think what we are echoing is how can we support you and strengthen our UBC. UBC, particularly television, is the president's TV of choice. And he watches. How do we know? Me, I am a regular visitor here. I come to explain the corona, explain the vaccines. When you leave at times, before you leave here, when you enter the vehicle, he calls you. He says, hey, you have spoken very well. Oh, you didn't clarify this thing properly. What time I asked you, how did you know? So, no, I've been watching. I've been watching.
Dr. Baryomunsi led a delegation from the ICT Ministry that included Joseph Gwao, the State Minister for ICT, Godfrey Kabyanga, the State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Amina Zawede, the Permanent Secretary, and Commissioner Watasa. The delegation from UBC's line ministry were appreciative of the positive progress at the national broadcaster, citing areas such as programming and news collection, technology and infrastructural development. They pledged to support UBC in its quest to achieve a comprehensive national radio and television coverage. However, they tasked the management on improvement of broadcast content.
So many good programs for the government, which the public don't know. And that's why they are complaining all the time. And that's why the opposition is taking advantage of that, because we are not talking.
Bottom line is that this is just an initial visit. We are going to be engaging with you on a regular basis to understand and iron out the issues that we have.
Honorable Minister, for UBC, there are no doors in my what? In my office. Just come. We all have issues, characters, different characters. We should now work as colleagues.
For me, actually the challenge MD, can we even show more value for what we've got, so that we use that as a basis through the minister, through the PS, through our ministers of state to push for more.
UBC's mission is to inform, educate, guide and entertain the public through maintaining a sustainable national coverage. Dennis Ikoa for UBC News.
All is set for the parliamentary caucus of the ruling National Resistance Movement to meet at Kololu ceremonial grounds on Friday, that is tomorrow. The Director of Information at the NRM Secretariat, Emmanuel Dombo, says that the main issue on the agenda is the implementation of the parish development model. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, also NRM party chairman, is expected to preside over the meeting.
The NRM caucus will meet tomorrow at the Kololo Independence Grounds, and it is also going to be attended by the national chairman of NRM, who is also His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda. The major focus on this caucus is a closer understanding, a deep understanding of the parish model by the members of the caucus, because this is our main focus as a party. The major delivery vehicle for the transformation of the people of Uganda is going to be transmitted through the parish model of development, where production, planning, production, storage, training, financing, mindset change, enterprise selection are all going to be done at the level of the parish, where it is easy to know how many households are there, the nature of poverty that exists, and becomes easier for intervention and also do a post-intervention program to find out what has been achieved. So this caucus will give an opportunity to the members of parliament to have an interaction with the chairman and also deliberate on what could be done to improve on the implementation modalities. This caucus is basically members of the parliament, NRM members of parliament, and NRM-leaning independents are also going to be invited to ensure that there is cohesion and galvanization of the purpose. And once this has been achieved, then it will be easier to allocate funds, to approve programs on the floor of parliament, and also follow-up processes will be easier once the implementation begins.
Emmanuel Dombo, the spokesperson of the National Resistance Movement Secretariat. The NRM, the national coordinator of the NRM team, Thara, Engineer Chizaka Muntu, says that Ugandans should engage in commercial farming as a priority to get out of poverty. More in this report.
Government has been commended for creating programs to eradicate poverty and hunger during the COVID-19 pandemic, which affected the country socially and economically. Ugandans have been encouraged to forget political differences and emphasize commercial type of farming among other government programs. The national coordinator NRM team, Thara YKM 2021, Engineer Chizaka Muntu, cautioned communities and especially youth against involving themselves in non-developmental issues.
And with respect to the mission of NRM of transforming Uganda from a peasantry society into a modern prosperous country and a better, stronger Africa, we must put much emphasis, number one, on agriculture, especially commercial agriculture, a transformation from subsistence to commercial agriculture. And how do we do it? If we are now to embrace the mission of NRM, we must embrace the presidential initiative of the parish model that aims at too much at commercial agriculture with emphasis on production, emphasis on processing, that's value addition.
He advised youth to guard against COVID-19, which is currently claiming lives.
Every Ugandan, they are still studying the insurance for all Ugandans, insurance cover. So that in case the government can earmark where to get funds, they will also be covering the health insurance of all Ugandans and equipping the health centers. We have very many facilities which are lacking some drugs. So now they are looking at also revamping that health sector, such as the health facilities are, one, have drugs, two, they have enough staff to attend to Ugandans. Also part of what they are looking at in
the NRM team Tharawaike M 2021 is among the pressure groups which campaigned for the NRM candidates in the general elections and helps to refocus the public to embrace national development. Fred Kasivanti, UBC.
Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Monica Musenero, has challenged scientists to translate theory into tangible innovations. Musenero was launching the first diesel engine designed by Micheal University.
Micheal University has developed a diesel engine with the hope of transforming the country's reliance on the imported innovations.
Engineering as a whole has so much potential, so many innovations that students simply just abandon and go to look for jobs. And yet, whenever I go to the market, I see we are importing the very things that the students had the prototypes of.
This innovation by Micheal University could be a multiplier effect for commercialization. The university is seeking facilitation to have a central innovations and exhibition park that attracts potential partners.
The university is now working with the private sector and with government institutions to try and create the jobs that our country that badly needs, but also to come up with products that we can sell on the local market and also export.
But due to lack of funding towards innovation, government wants the universities to strategically allocate available funds. The Minister for Science, Technology and Innovations, Dr. Monica Musenero, advises intellectuals to materialize theory.
I don't want to see these machines again exhibited. They should enter the industrial value chain. We move with them for here for another exhibition, again there for another exhibition, year after year, year after year. Yes, we can exhibit them, but when they are ready, we are moving with them. So I can get all my money and put them into making the engine become an industrial enter industrial production. I can have a few other research projects. So focusing resources is a strategy that works.
The ministry restructured its systems to create think tanks with experts to support technological advancement by putting new innovations in the competent value chain.
Part of the restructuring of the ministry is to have a lot more scientists, but in a very, very coordinated way. And part of the work is to have think tanks. So, for a start, we have identified 6 think tanks.
Innovations in Uganda still face licensing intellectual property challenges, which affects the knowledge and skills gap between industry and academia. This also limits the public-private partnerships.
Finally, we are moving in the right direction.
Fracas ensued in a heated meeting convened by MPs hailing from Kole district. The legislators were sent by the Deputy Speaker to assess the progress of Emyoga funds amounting to over 130 million that was allegedly embezzled by the district commercial officer.
Judith Aliek, the woman member of parliament for Kole district, together with the Kole North MP, Dr. Samuel Opia Chuti, were in Kole district to appraise the performance of Emyoga Fund. During the meeting, the MPs discovered that over 130 million was embezzled from the program.
Transaction reversal to head office. So we want to know where is that 50 million, and we want documented evidence.
Even additionally,
later on, a fracas ensued in the third hour of the meeting after officials from Microfinance Support Center could not convince leaders how 50 million shillings left Kwale local leaders' circle.
No, I'm not protecting them.
I will not accept that you intimidate these vulnerable people.
What I realize now that the lady is not even an employee of my finance support center.
I've been deployed by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda.
We called this meeting to correct issues.
The MPs also revealed that besides fraudulently demanding 30,000 shillings for passbooks, the commercial officers took advantage of the vulnerable circle leaders to extort money. Alex Jimokelo, the chairperson Kwale North Women Entrepreneurship Circle, said the commercial officer Emmanuel Okao delayed to give them money until they accepted to give him 2 million.
So long until I agree, then I accepted that I'm going to give them that.
So we've seen cases of extortion, theft of funds, obtaining money by false pretense, ghost members or ghost leaders who are not supposed to be there.
So any stakeholder who is here will make a statement. For us, we want these issues resolved. And we don't want a lot of time taking and investigating for many months and the issues will get lost somewhere. We don't want that. It has ever happened. DPC, I'm really requesting you to step up the speed of investigating things.
The deputy commercial officer, Emmanuel Okao, disappeared from the meeting fearing arrest as his senior, Joseph Okello, was handed over to police at Kwale CPS for questioning. Kwale district received 1,030 million shillings and was the first in the sub-region to benefit from this Emioga seat capital. Ediolwa, UBC News.
Emioga causing drama in Kwale district. Ediolwa will keep us posted. The Nile Basin Initiative Uganda has officially received Mr. Sylvester Anthony Matema as its new executive director. Nile Basin Initiative Uganda commended the outgoing executive director for working towards the development of the initiative in Uganda.
Sylvester Anthony has taken office from Professor Selfain Hamada and appreciated the cordial relationship he has had with the Nile Basin Initiative Uganda. Florence Adong, a member of the Technical Advisory Committee, said the outgoing team has set the pace for improving services. The incoming executive director, Nile Basin Initiative Uganda, Sylvester Anthony, who hails from Tanzania, said the task ahead lies in pacifying the water resources.
And the outgoing ED also gave me an assignment with this evidence. This is the evidence that I should not go below this standard which you have set.
Thank you so much for watching. That now brings us to the end of our first segment. We're taking a short break. On return, we'll have business, international, and sports news. Keep it UBC TV tonight.
Today in history.
Today marks 102 years since Afghanistan gained its independence. It was on the 19th August 1919 under the presidency of Hamid Karzai when Afghanistan gained its independence from the British government. This came as a result after signing the Anglo-Afghan Treaty of 1919, which granted a complete neutral relation between Britain and Afghanistan.
We've cut and reduced our MTN Momo withdrawal rates. Now you can withdraw mobile money at the lowest rates. You also get MTN Central Points when you deposit, send and withdraw MTN mobile money. Visit our Momo agents countrywide and withdraw mobile money at our reduced rates from 1st May 2021. Everywhere you go. MTN.
The world record has been broken.
seconds. He's Joshua Cheptegei of Uganda. This is superb running.
I've shared my story with the world, with you, but you've only seen the half of it. Because to truly know and appreciate my story, you will have to see it for yourself. My home, my Uganda. From the breathtaking waterfalls of the Nile to every beautiful sunrise and sunset, from the amazing blankets of green to the priceless treasures that lie within. Along the way, I have met some unusual friends, the world-famous silverbacks. When I see them, I behold Uganda's treasures. So yes, you see me and celebrate Uganda. I assure you, there is a lot more in store. I have lived here for years, but even I am yet to see its full glory. Join me. Let's take on the Pearl of Africa together.
You know, you could just buy a new smartphone from anywhere in Uganda. Dial *175 *94# to activate their 100% double data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles for 3 months. Better yet, you automatically receive free 1 GB valid for 30 days. You are hooked already, aren't you? Enjoy 100% double data bonus from Airtel. Buy a smartphone from anywhere in Uganda and insert an Airtel SIM card. Dial *175 *94# to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Dial *175# and select your preferred bundle to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Echa COVID-19 chijja kugwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.
Alert! Do not share your Airtel Money PIN number with anyone. Airtel Uganda employees will never ask for your Airtel Money PIN number on call, SMS, or by email. All SIM card registrations, SIM card verifications, or SIM swaps are done at clearly branded Airtel shops and not on phone. To report any fraudulent activity, please call 100 immediately. The official calling number for Airtel promotions is 0200 100 100. Stay alert on Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. This is now UBC Business News Tonight. Government of Uganda has amplified its effort of reducing unemployment, especially amongst the young people. The latest endeavor will witness establishment of 25 industrial parks to be set up in all regions of the country through the Uganda Investment Authority.
I officially hand over you, for purposes of development and industry, 630 acres of land on Chibaya in Lukomwa Town Council for establishing a regional Kigezi industry for developing Uganda entirely.
Government is to establish 25 industrial parks in several regions of the country with the major aim of improving the economic independence of the public, especially the youth.
I'm very happy that I'm part of government in a time like this, when actually we're industrializing our country. Haza kuemyaka etano, muraza kureba ekyalo kyona kyagira ki kyahinduka. Ekyawe n'okuranguwa ekwata kurungi wakuuma amagara gaawe. Awaka amagara waba otaliho ebintu biri kujja toligira ki tolibibona.
There are expected to be 5 parks in each region with targets of creating more than 2 million employment opportunities.
President Museveni came up with that to secure your future as the campaign manifesto and the slogan of NRM, because he knows that the only way we can secure your future is by job creation and making money to be available in your hands.
Employment will be through management, marketing, service delivery and related opportunities, all with the aim of value addition depending on the region's potential.
We are now exporting to DRC goods worth $500 million. 500 million dollars. We fought long and hard to ensure that we support the building of roads across the DRC to be able to facilitate transportation of our goods to DRC. Now we imagine $500 million, but before we process, what if we start processing? It will be enormous.
The program has been launched in town councils of Rukundo and Bunagana at Kibaya, Kisoro district, the western Uganda area which is rich in Irish potatoes and minerals. Kisoro district kick-started the program because it was the first to meet requirements such as 500 acres of land which isn't in a wetland, uncumbered and free.
Now my people of Kisoro, you have given us the land, you are tick. You have to go and mobilize your young people to prepare themselves to go for the skill training so that they will be able to work here in the industrial park.
This program is part of President Yoweri Museveni's intention for integration and stability, with a 200 billion shillings government fund set aside to enable small and medium enterprises access affordable loans. Uganda investment authorities to play a lead role in this project, whose products are already assured of market in countries like Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda and the entire Great Lakes region.
This industrialization can actually be a source of stability and peace for the entire region.
Presidential advisor and former Energy Minister, Honorable Engineer Irene Moloney, has launched Hydropower Solutions for Developing and Emerging Countries project in Uganda. The project is an European Union-funded one whose goal is to enable the establishment of small-scale hydroelectricity generation to be distributed through rural communities in the targeted countries such as Uganda, Cameroon, Colombia and Bolivia, while stimulating a total electrification goals.
Despite having a 1,268.9 megawatt generation capacity of electricity, rural communities in Uganda still lack the access due to high costs involved in distribution.
Uganda has excess electricity because it does not have enough transmission and distribution network to evacuate, to transport that electricity from the generating plants to the rest of the country. You've recognized that many parts of the country don't have electricity because you need the mechanism of getting this electricity to their places. And that is why for now you can talk of excess, but actually if everyone had the wires reaching their homes, there wouldn't be any excess.
The Hyposo project is targeting to establish small hydro generation plants at various rivers around the country, with oversight by the Hydropower Association of Uganda.
The best challenge also maybe which we are saying is the grid. The grid is not existing, and even there are no major substations in the east. But we shall have to work with the government to make sure that there is grid connectivity so that that power can be used. For these other sites of Kasese and Kibale, the grid is existing and it will be uneasy, and all the power which will be generated, it will be going direct on the grid.
In Uganda, the European Union has contracted Italian engineers to assess the project's viability in Kapchora, Kasese, Chibale and Rakai districts.
Hyposo project, as you already know, is oriented on transfer of technology from European Union, which is quite experienced in hydropower, to the countries of so-called emerging technologies. Some of them have quite well-developed large hydropower, as we have here countries from Africa, Uganda and Cameroon, and countries from Latin America, Bolivia, Colombia and Ecuador. But in many countries there are still areas which require development of small hydropower.
The Hydropower Association of Uganda estimates $3.5 million to set up infrastructure that enables each megawatt to be generated. The prospected plants are estimated to generate between 1 to 20 megawatts altogether in this continental partnership. Wadulo Mark Arnold, UBC News.
There was a scuffle between taxi drivers operating in Mambule Taxi Park at Kaleri along Gaza Road and those secured by the park's landlord to protect it, leaving many injured. The cause of the fracas is on grounds that the landlady wants the drivers to quit her premises after their period of time elapsed, something they do not agree with.
Mambule Taxi Park at Kaleri along Gaza Road turned chaotic, with the taxi drivers staging groups to resist the landlady's eviction orders. The angry stick-wielding goons beat up people and pelted stones, injuring many. The mood tempted the landlady Hajat Sophia Msiwa to engage her group and fight back, resulting into running battles. Taxis were pelted with huge stones, damaged windscreens and journalists' equipment. They were mounting counter-accusations on who was behind the attacks. Those who had hid in the neighboring shops were rescued by police and military that patrolled the premises. It's alleged that the wrangles in the park have largely been between Ewan Ibra, who has forcefully owned the place, and the landlady Hajat Sophia Musiwa. Kawempe Deputy RCC Kato Dauda called for an urgent meeting with the security team and wearing parties, but taxi drivers shunned it. Kato Dauda said in his meeting with the security operatives, they had agreed all works to stop operation in the park for some time.
Trying a meeting. Tenant ayalimu na avamu mu park ekifo nokidiza ekifo nga ajati mwenyini kifo yedize ekifo olwokubanga alina okutaasa bano abantu bebagala okukubagana biki inganze Deputy RCC tutudde wansi mu security meeting ne tukola resolution ntino Mambule Park. The
landlady Sophia Musiwa wants the taxi drivers out.
Kalifan Msajalumba's contract elapsed. They told them to go out of the place. Actually, they did not. So they've been working since 2nd August. I've lost a lot of money. So I want also they may compensate me.
Kalifani Musajalumba, who initially was a tenant, confirmed that he wasn't attached to the park anymore after Sophia refunding his money.
Nesente zange zinalinsa sudde twatula ku office ya RCC ne bazikola ki ne bazimba kakati nze bigenda maaso ku park sibikola ki bimanyiddwa landlord n'abadriver bakayana.
Ivan Joko, UBC News.
Masindi Central Market in Masindi has caught fire, destroying traders' commodities. Onlookers say the fire started at about midnight. The fires, whose cause is yet to be established, broke out at about midnight and it destroyed commodities worth millions.
The Central Market is located opposite Post Bank on Commercial Street inside, a section where tire sandals are made. An eyewitness who preferred anonymity recounts that he...
I thought it was some of the burning something. So when we came, it was inside there. We had to cut that thing to find out to cut it. Secondly, there was no entry to this place here.
However, the fire brigade team from Masindi police station was timely to the scene shortly after the fire broke out and contained the raging flames from spreading to the nearby buildings. Asimwe, one of the prominent electric appliance dealer, was among the affected.
Truck esoka yazze kale mukadde naye nejamingamu naye eno truck eyokubiri omuvubuka akoze kyamaanyi nnyo yazikiza n'omuliro.
Meanwhile, police also arrested a boda cyclist identified as Hassan Mutoro, who is detained at Masindi police station.
Tuyirayo ebintu byasima mu dduuka kyonka gyogambire kabanze batwale ekintu kyokukyagingira then nibwo nkoleki mbahereza akantu ako ati ngeze kabahereza ndoze niwanteera munyonyibire ojo tinyibira asimwe ne bibi yangero awo.
What happened, we are still investigating because we don't know the cause of the fire. When we got information, at around 9:40, we reached the ground.
Story not good there. Environmental degradation in Uganda is catalyzed by the destruction of the forest cover. Minister for Energy and Mineral Development Ruth Nankabirwa urges everyone to embrace clean energy such as gas and solar to avert imminent catastrophe. She was launching Shell Gas Safety Campaign, a countrywide initiative aimed at championing quality and affordable cooking gas.
Zero. Congratulations. Congratulations and thank you.
Join hands with the local government authorities to talk about it, convince people that yes, gas is secure, that yes, gas is affordable. People don't know that charcoal is more expensive than using gas in real terms, because people are now making charcoal out of soga. You just see charcoal, but when you break it, it's just ash. And so you cannot, one sack can be utilized in a day or 2 days, and then you go back and buy another sack. And then the cleaning of the utensils, and then the smoke that comes out. So we really have quite a lot of work to do as regulators and as you, our suppliers.
Shell Gas has henceforth implemented a new pricing structure which will represent the reduction in prices because of the reduction or because of the removal of VAT. We now sell 6 kilograms at 41,500, 12 kilograms at 83,500, and 45 kilograms at 252,000, which is a significant reduction. It's more than the 18% reduction in VAT that government implemented. In addition to this, there is a need to increase sensitization to demonstrate to the public that cooking gas is safe for domestic and commercial use. Through this campaign, we will not only be educating the public on the benefits of shell gas, but also on how to use gas safely at home and for commercial purposes.
Kisoro district has donated 620 acres of land to government for establishment of an industrial park. The park will fulfill the presidential pledge of creation of employment for the youth.
Thank you for managing.
Gisoro district has offered 620 acres of setting up an industrial park. The Minister of State for Local Government, Victoria Rusoke, asked residents to embrace the parish developmental model for socio-economic development of the area.
They are aware of what their contribution will be and aware of how they will benefit from the industrial park. And empower you, the local governments, to trickle down the sensitization to the lowest person, especially the youth and the women, is to link up with our colleague ministries. Almost every ministry has a role to play. The energy ministry to supply the power, the works ministry to work on the roads.
Since Gisoro district has offered land, it will benefit from government initiative to establish 25 industrial parks across the country. In the nearby Kabale district, the team of ministers were shown plots of land measuring about 500 acres. State Minister for Trade, David Bahati, explained that construction of the industrial parks will be an equalizer and game changer in government efforts for equitable national development.
What if we start processing? It will be enormous. Ngena watika walejanga birungi no byanjira ki? Birungi no bija.
Thank you so much for watching. In the world of sport, Uganda's middle distance runner Jennifer Nyakato has been flagged off for Poland, where she takes part in the World Deaf Athletics Championships. The championship, to attract several countries, starts on the 23rd of August and it will run for 5 days.
This opportunity to hand over this flag to you as our ambassador to the World Deaf Athletics Championships.
National Council of Sports Assistant Secretary General David Katende has lauded the Athletics Federation for its inclusiveness. Katende was gracing the flag off of deaf runner Jennifer Nyakato, who will represent Uganda at the World Deaf Athletics Championship that starts next Monday.
This is going to be the first time a Ugandan deaf athlete is participating in these games. As you may recall, Jennifer is the current record holder for Africa in these games in the 15,800 meters, and she's going to Poland to participate in the 100 meters and also in the 800 meters. We want to thank the Uganda Athletic Federation for their good gesture of pursuing the concept of inclusivity and giving chance and opportunity to all people to participate in sport, including those who have bodily physical disabilities and also those who fall in the category of Jennifer, who has a hearing and talking defect.
At this fourth Deaf Athletics Championship at the Lublin Stadium in Poland, Nyakato will contest in both the 800 and 1,500 meters, in which she's a force to reckon with.
I was happy in Africa because I'm the first deaf woman and the best in 800 meters. Now in these world records, I want to be the first woman in Africa to break that record of 800 meters.
She's accompanied by experienced coach Kiwa Faustino, who expects nothing but the best, especially after the training she has undergone. The championship was originally scheduled for 2020, but postponed due to COVID-19 and moved from Radom, which is about 100 kilometers south of the Polish capital Warsaw, to Lublin, which is the 9th largest city in Poland. John Barnes, Sentamu, reporting.
We wish her all the best. Uganda's national basketball team, the Silverbacks, have settled in Rwanda, where they take part in the Afro Basketball Tournament that starts next week. Uganda is in Group D alongside Senegal, Cameroon and South Sudan. The team's versatile player, Jimmy Enabu, believes that despite their late travel, minus any pre-tournament trial, they are ready to give it their best.
So, still coming into this competition, we don't want to have the pandemic as an excuse of how we would perform. So, we're just ready for the games that are coming. We've been practicing a bit, maybe not as a team, but individually. We've had chance to maintain our physical condition. Not too long ago, we were in Morocco, where we competed as a team together. So there is a few things that we're riding on, leading to our first game in the AfroBasket. So I don't think we are starting from so far behind. We just take it one game at a time. I think if we focus on every game at hand, then we shall be able to, achieve more generally. So, from the first game, from the jump, that's where the main focus is, leading to the next one.
Thank you so much for watching. That brings us to the end of UBC News tonight. It's me, Micheal Jordan Lukomwa, with Elizabeth Nakakuni and the whole team. We wish you the best of the night. Litubeda Juliet will close it up with the weather report.
Hello there, welcome to the weather update. I'm Litubeda Juliet from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Today morning we've had sunny intervals dominate most parts of our country, and later in the afternoon we had a pickup of isolated showers here and there in some parts of our country. For the satellite image taken over Africa, it indicates that the rain belt is diffuse and shifted southwards, also covering some parts of Uganda, leading to these isolated showers we are receiving in different parts of our country. Tomorrow morning, we expect isolated light showers for areas around Lake Victoria Basin, Central, and some parts in northern Uganda. Elsewhere, we shall have sunny intervals. Later in the afternoon, we expect a pickup of isolated light showers in different parts of Uganda. The maximum temperatures, we expect a warm afternoon, that is 31 for Karamoja region. Around the lake, we expect a maximum of 28 to 29 degrees centigrade. For Kampala, our capital city, it will be at 28 degrees centigrade. And for those in Kawale Highlands, we expect a maximum of 24 degrees centigrade. Elsewhere on the globe, we expect sunny conditions for Cairo, Cape Town, and Dubai at a maximum of 41 degrees in Dubai. For Paris, we are expecting cloudy conditions at a maximum of 26 and the lowest of 15 degrees Celsius. Thank you for keeping me